You sit down at your desk, and somehow you are already looking at your phone. A single email reply takes 20 minutes. Tasks pile up while your attention slides off them. It feels as if a fog has settled over your brain, and there is a name for it: brain fog. The information a modern person takes in daily is said to rival a lifetime in an earlier century. Notifications, news, and work chats hammer the brain from waking until sleep, and it never finishes processing the flood. In that noisy world, one man stands out. Sundar Pichai runs Alphabet, the empire behind Google, YouTube, Android, and much of today's AI. The information crossing his desk is on another scale. Heads of state, antitrust suits, a technology that changes monthly, 100,000 employees. Many Silicon Valley leaders live at that extreme, sleeping on factory floors and forcing their brains awake with caffeine. Pichai is different. In meetings, he listens more quietly than anyone and keeps deciding carefully without raising his voice. His secret is not working harder, but the opposite: resting thoroughly and strategically. Start with a misunderstanding about rest. On a break, most of us sit on the sofa and scroll. From a neuroscience point of view, that is not rest. It is the work of taking in new information. The visual system runs at full speed, dopamine flows, the brain stays excited. Pichai's alternative began with an honest confession. He is not good at meditation. In Silicon Valley, morning mindfulness is almost a status symbol, but he admits that when he sits still and tries to empty his mind, he just thinks about work. So he found something else: NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, promoted by the Stanford neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, and based on an old yoga practice. The method is simple. Lie down, close your eyes, and follow a voice guide releasing tension from the toes upward. The point is not to sleep, but to let the body drop into deep relaxation while the mind stays awake. 20 minutes is said to give a recovery effect closer to hours of sleep and to restore depleted dopamine, the hormone behind motivation. In computer terms, freeing memory and rebooting. Pichai listens to one between meetings and before big decisions, knowing the brain's energy is finite. Most of us do the reverse. We cut breaks because we are busy and stare at the screen through heavy eyes. That is pressing the accelerator with an empty tank. Resting is not slacking. His second habit is to let his thoughts walk. When a problem is complicated, he refuses to stay in a chair. He walks the campus or takes his dog on a weekend hike. Walking, he says, organizes his thinking. Steve Jobs was famous for the same thing, and there is science behind it. Stanford researchers found creative thinking rises about 60% while walking rather than sitting. The rhythm pushes blood to the brain, and as scenery flows past, attention loosens, letting ideas connect that would otherwise stay apart. Sitting at a monitor does the reverse. The body stiffens, vision narrows, breathing turns shallow. Fine for routine work, useless for new ideas. When worry loops in our heads, we have usually stopped moving. So if the proposal will not come, close the laptop and walk 15 minutes with no destination. The problem that looked tangled tends to sort itself out. His third habit is a philosophy: YOMO, the joy of missing out. We live under its opposite, FOMO, the fear of missing out, the sense that if we do not check, do not reply instantly, do not know the latest thing, we fall behind. Pichai's mornings run against that current. He wakes around 6:30 and does not reach for email. He drinks hot chai, opens a paper newspaper, reads something long and slow, and talks with his family. He has argued publicly for digital well-being, shutting information out on purpose. What enters your brain first thing in the morning sets the quality of your thinking all day. Start with tragedy and other people's polished lives, and you begin in reactive mode, the initiative already in other hands. There is irony in the head of a search company guarding his own silence, but it goes to the heart of it. Whoever controls information is not controlled by it. 3 small experiments then. First, do not search immediately. When a question comes up, give yourself 3 minutes to form a guess before reaching for the phone. That blank time is where thinking gets built. Second, try 10 minutes of NSDR after lunch. Seated is fine instead of another coffee. Third, ban sitting and worrying. If 5 minutes pass with no answer, stand up and walk. What all this teaches is an aesthetic of subtraction. Subtract information. Subtract hurry. Subtract sitting. In the empty space that opens, your own ideas arrive. Rest when you are tired. That is not laziness, but preparation for the next round. The future belongs less to those who run frantically than to those who keep walking quietly.